What is going on, people? This is Shane with the BWBC, bringing you week one with my co-host.
Zach.
Okay, so week one, I actually faced Zach. So I'm bringing the Kingdra, Mega Lopunny, Donphan, Registeel, Deoxys Speed, and Tornadus.
I brought Mega Gardevoir, Zapdos, Chestnut, Rotom Heat, Empoleon, and Dragonite.
Alright, so let's start this off. Alright, so I lead off with my Deoxys, and Zach brings his Dragonite. So I know I can outspeed this prior to the E-Speed, which I get hit with, but I can take it. So I get my Stealth Rex out. So I don't know what this has, so I swap to my Donphan with the Rocky Helmet. So I get my chip damage off on that. I get phased into my Tornadus, which I'm not too scared of because I'm packing the Hidden Power Rock. The Fire Blast does more than I want, so I swap out into my Registeel, hoping that he goes for another Dragon Tail. But I get hit with the E-Speed, which I take that pretty good. Resist as well. The Fire Blast missed, which endgame really doesn't matter too much. It does like 25% to me. So I hit him with another Rock Slide. It doesn't do as much as I want, so I go back into Donphan, hoping he doesn't hit me with Iron Tail, which he doesn't. So I hit him with the Ice Shard. I knock that out, which is huge for me since that's probably his biggest offensive threat out of the way. So I know Empoleon says only Rock Cider, so I think he's going for rocks and he just hits me with the Hydro Pump. So bad play on my part. So I go out to Mega Lopunny, and I know I can just kill it with a Drain Punch, but I, swag out, hit him with a Fake Out, get the flinch, and then I go for the Drain Punch. Alright, here Zach goes into his Zapdos. I'm fearing it might be Scarfed, maybe Aerial Ace or Drill Peck or something, so I swap. I sack off my Tornadus. Alright, so I go on my Choice Scarf Kingdra, knowing I can outspeed this. The Ice Beam doesn't do enough, but Zach switches out. Goes into his Chestnut.
A chump block with the Chestnut there.
So he takes about 70%, gets his leftovers back. It doesn't matter. I outspeed. I knock it out. Here I know I outspeed it. I know I'm probably gonna die, so I go for the Ice Beam, knowing I between 58 and 67% is how much Iron Head from Registeel is gonna do. So he goes for the Thunderbolt. Maybe think I'm gonna switch or something. I live on 4. I get the extra chip I need to take out this Mega Gardevoir. So I go out into my Assault Vest, Registeel, take the Moonblast fairly well, and then take out his Gardevoir. So since Zapdos will die by rocks, he goes into his Rotom. So right here he goes for the Overheat, and I go for Rock Slide. So we go back and forth, trading these, I think, for like a turn or two.
My Will-O-Wisp miss. And it does
Then
me
he
in.
goes for the Willow. In the end, the Willow didn't matter, and the Fire Blast didn't matter by themselves, but as a whole, it probably would have changed the differential. Registeel probably would have died, and then I would have went into my Lopunny and returned. So I felt like I would have won that in the end, but instead of it being a 2-0, it would have been a 3-0.
Yeah.
Any extra comments you have at the end?
I think it was the best battle of the week in my eyes because I watched them all.
Well, let's be real. After this battle, the rest of them are just body bags.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely the closest game of the week. So continue to watch the video if you want to watch some body bags. But yeah, for the most of the match, I just kind of tried to differentiate your Pokemon. So if you threw out, say, a Steel like Registeel, I'd throw out Fire or something like that. I was just trying to stay on the other side of you. And I did get out ahead of you for a minute there, and I took out Thundurus and Donphan, but from there you were able to pretty much counteract. The Registeel did the real body work there. He was definitely the MVP of the match.
I agree. I mean, he took like 6 hits, had 2 dodges. I don't know how he can dodge. I think it's more of your Pokemon are just blind, not that he has moves.
Yeah, it was crazy. You were getting all kinds of I was getting all kind of misses. I was like, oh no.
I I don't know why you swapped out Zapdos. I think it was more just to spite me, knowing that I'm trying to get Kingdra MVP.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't play that well, to be honest. I felt like my prep put me ahead, and I just like sat on the lead.
Hmm.
Like I didn't make any like crazy predictions.
Yeah.
The Dragon Tail, Dragonite definitely threw me off. Um, I think that's really all I got to say.
Yeah.
I think for you, the only thing I think you need to do a little more. I mean, I don't think you prepped badly. Well, I think you're prepped to go up a little more. And then also, I can't tell you like sets or anything that you could run because you basically have a whole different team now.
Yeah, I finished basically I got the anti Shane team and then I switched out Zapdos as you saw if you watched the video for the trades this week. I switched out Zapdos for Victini and I swapped out Rotom Heat for Sableye. So I'm going with a much different package into the rest of the season.
You also
This
got
was kind of
Barbarcle. I traded that, so you actually have a sweeper too.
yeah. So for this match, it was much more of a I drafted a team to kind of face Shane because I knew going into it I would be facing you first, and then after that I just kind of switched out some of the Pokemon that I didn't really feel I needed in the team so that I could get some differentiators for the team.
All right, so I think next we'll watch Jacob's battle.
All right.
I'll show how professional I am by watching me search up the video. All right, do you get it up?
Yep.
Oh, you know what? I messed up.
You just have it on normal speed too.
I put it on slow.
Okay. Well, we should probably keep it on the same speed. That way, I'm not calling plays before you see them.
All right. So Jacob brought his Mandibuzz, his Mega Medicham, Sigilyph, Arcanine, Miltank, and Electros.
And then Moira brought Infernape, Kyurem Black, right?
Yep.
Suicune, Umbreon, Venusaur, Skizor, Umbreon, and Venusaur. For some reason, I forgot the name of that Pokemon.
All right. So let's start this off. So Jacob goes with his Arcanine, and Moira goes with Kyurem Black.
I thought it was pretty obvious.
Made fun of Moira for this play, but I think it's the right play. She should have went for Earthquake, but knowing that he would probably switch into one of his flying types, going for Ice Beam. That's the play I would have made. So he goes for the Flamethrower, gets a 10% burn. So they're trading Ice Beams and Flamethrowers.
He out pegged her there, so that's really how he got that win.
Next she goes in the Suicune, he swaps into Electros. Going for that Free Skull, trying to fish for burns. She's spitting out that cold water, so she doesn't get it. Goes for the Toxic, knowing that this Electros is fat and it's probably going to take her out. The Thunderbolt does a good chunk. So she swaps out into her Scizor. Does about 50, but she has the Citrus Berry. Goes for a nice Bug Bite. Does 57%. Jacob going for that extra chip, hoping something can take it out. Does about 52. He goes into the Arcanine. She knows that Scizor has basically done its job, taking out one Pokemon. So she just lets it go down. She goes back into Suicune. I'm assuming that's probably Hidden Power Electric. But anyways, it was super effective. It does 25. Alright, so this is the end of the match right here. Goes into her Infernape. Thunder Punch does a really big 75% chunk. Goes for close combat, does about 60%.
Reduce that.
He's out there to sort of a Drain Punch even without the defense drop. All right, so this is where this is where it ends. She goes for the protect, goes for another drain punch.
Protected. Drain
At
punch
this
ends
point,
it.
Jacob has no reason to just keep spamming drain punch. For whatever reason, Moira does not Mega Evolve.
Psycho cut.
just gets Psycho Cutted, and then nothing
Thunder
Sweet
punch
Tune
to
can
end it
do.
off.
All right, so even I felt like Moira definitely could have won this battle.
She made some really bad moves, and then she just let Jacob body her with Medicham at the end there.
I think not here.
I don't think I would have started the Kyurem.
To be honest, I would have. Kyurem did. I think Infernape definitely would have been a better lead.
Yeah. Because then they would have just traded the type advantage. There would have been a type advantage, and then they could have both switched from there to who knows what.
When Jacob Mega Evolved, she should have went into Suicune instead of Infernape. Because other than Medicham, Infernape beats his Jacob's whole team by itself.
Yeah.
Thunder Punch does like 80% to Magnabuzz. I think it one hit kill Sigilyph, and then I think Close Combat does like 80% to Miltank. But she went into Infernape. He close combats, and then she gets taken out by Psycho Cut. Even after Infernape goes on, she still has a chance to win. If she went out into Mega Venusaur, she actually could have not won, but she could have made it like a 1-0. Because Venusaur still takes Psycho Cut at like 90. It has like 10% health left or something. Sludgebound would have took out Medicham, and then they could have kind of went off from there.
So it was really just her choice to not Mega Evolve right there that kind of did her in.
Well, at 100, she went into Umbreon instead of Venusaur first.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
So then he got the 100% back from Umbreon, and then after that it was over.
Yeah, he has a very good team. That Miltank is great for stalling, which I think is what he probably would have done here. Had she played it the Mega Venusaur in the right order.
I think Jacob's team's really good at like base value. I just think if you look at it when you realize like, oh, if I bring like a Pokemon that has like a ground electric and fighting move, like that covers like 10 of his 12 Pokemon. So that's why I moved him from the power rankings from like 4th to 11th. To me, this battle was more Moira just wasn't prepared than Jacob actually winning.
I think it was pure just skill, base value of skill between the two of them and preparation. It just goes to show that it doesn't matter what team you bring. If you're not ready to do the battle, then you could get bodied easily.
I agree with that. Anything else you want to say on this one before we move on?
No, I think I'm good.
Who do you want to do next?
We could do Magic Mike versus the Squirts. Watch Noah get bodied.
Alright. Do you know the
link? Yeah, it's in the Discord.
Alright. I'm lazy, I'm just searching these up on Showdown. Alright, so Jilly is bringing her Landorus, T, Raichu, Vaporeon, Goodra, Clefable, and Mega Aggron.
You're gonna have to do. No, it's Heatran. Okay, so it's Latios, Heatran, Pidgeot, Entei, Heracross. I'm guessing this is Mega Heracross. And Gyarados.
That's Mega Pidgeot and the normal Heracross.
Oh, it's Mega Pidgeot? Oh, okay.
Not that it matters. Noah doesn't Mega Evolve it anyways. Which is supposed to be a rule, but everybody that didn't Mega Evolve got bodied, so. Alright, let's start this off. So Jilly goes for the standard Landorus lead. She predicts that he's going to swap out and predict the U-turn, so she just EQs and takes it out. And then it goes downhill from Noah from here.
Hey Noah, when you watch this, I'm sorry, but this is pretty funny.
Ice Beams. I don't think Noah played that bad. It's just after that move, he was just behind and never came back. So Jilly predicts like a Draco or something and goes into a Clefable. So he swaps out, goes in Entei, trying to resist the fairy moves.
Ooh.
I think Eruption's very different on Entei, but it's what he went with.
Off. I got her wishing.
Alright, so Jilly protects scouting for the Iron Head, and he has
that would have missed. That could have been a completely different play.
So he Stone Edges and crits. Jilly goes for another Moonblast. She knows Clefable is really important, and so she swaps out, goes in a Vaporeon, which is something she probably should have done earlier. So she just fishes for Scalds, knowing that Noah's team is very physically offensive. He goes into Pidgeot, and then for whatever reason doesn't Mega Evolve and goes for Air Slash. He gets bodied by the Ice Beam, so now it's 6-4. Alright, Noah goes in his Heracross, trying to just, punch a hole in Jilly's team. But Jilly predicts it goes in the Mega Aggron. It takes about, 17%?
Realized.
So Jilly knows he's on a swap. She goes for the Thunder Wave. Gets her rocks up, I think. Goes for the Psychic, alright. Does about 22%. Gets hit with the Thunderbolt. Alright, gets the crit Dragon Tail and just kills Latios. Alright, so Entei's now taking 25% from rocks. Goes down from the Eruption. So now it's 5-3. She goes into Goodra, knowing that she can resist anything that this thing does. Brings the gooey Goodra, which is actually not that it's actually kind of rare. Most people normally run like Hydration or Sap Sipper. She gets hit with another Stone Edge, Toxics the Entei, which actually becomes pretty clutch in the end. So she goes for the Protect, trying to get some leftovers back and then get some chip with the Toxic. And then at this point, since he's at like 50%, Eruption isn't doing too much. Does about 9%. She protects, and then the poison takes him out. So Noah's down 5-2, just trying to get some damage. Goes for the close combat. No, actually goes for the Rock Slide. Jilly intimidates him, knowing that he has to swap now. Gyarados is taking 24% from rocks now. Jilly U-turns, trying to get the initiative off. If this thing Dragon Dances, she can go back into Landorus and then lower its attack. She just goes straight into Raichu. I think she kind of messed up with the Thunderbolt. If she Volt Switched, she could have went back into Landorus, and then she could have got the 5-0 instead of 4-0. But what are you gonna do? And then she finishes the match off, goes into Landorus, EQs. And then it's over. And you got Jilly saying, wishing she got the 6-0 in the chat.
I wanted to 6-0 you. Didn't work out.
Not even the 6-0, the 6-0.
So, on that one, really, I don't know how that could have ended any differently. I mean, Noah has an alright team, but really just, even though he got one behind her, he was pretty much behind her from the beginning.
I think Jilly played really aggressively too. She went for a lot of aggressive switches.
The aggressive switching just threw him off, I think, because there was no way for him to really be able to read how she was going to switch next.
I also think Jilly probably is the best drafted team of all time.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty good team. She hasn't. I don't think she's traded anything yet, has she?
She traded Ditto for Avalugg.
Okay.
She wanted to get rid of Hazards, but I don't think Hazards really affect her team that much.
Yeah, no, not really.
But I think it was more of just Moira wanted Ditto, and Jilly didn't care for it.
Yeah, I don't think she'll really need to use Avalugg anyways.
Oh no, Abilene was on my XY team that got 23 win streak.
Hey, you ran my XY team, you get 23 win streak.
Alright, so is that what we gotta say on this one?
Yeah, Noah got bodied. Sorry, Noah, you're bad. Alright, next one.
I feel like that's how a lot of these go. Oh, you want to go Richard next?
Yes. Which one is that? Oh, here it is. No, wait. Oh, God, I can't find it. Which one is that?
He's the white pants, and then she's, I think, Megzy99. I've just been like searching the replays on the Showdown server. I don't know where it is on the Discord.
Hey, can you link me the one if you found it? I cannot.
Make me do everything around here. So how was your stream today?
Great.
You know, since we're over here having nothing to talk about, do you want to show Nate and Steve's battle?
Yeah, go ahead.
Steve is the whole reason this got delayed.
Wait, they battled?
No, they didn't. I was joking around.
Oh, okay. I was like, what happened?
Alright, I just linked it.
I gotcha. All right.
Alright, so I want to clarify, Megan actually didn't draft her team. She told me to draft what was good that was left, because she didn't want me to give her a list. So, since she's the St. Clair Shaymins, she saw Shaymine on the top and thought she had Shaymine. So that's why there's 2 Shaymins in this battle.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
I did count it as Celebi, because she does have Celebi, and stat-wise they're the same, just one gets Seed Flare and one's a Psychic type.
Okay, yeah.
Not that Shaymine accomplishes that much on her side anyways. Okay, let's start this. Actually, let's go over teams. So Richard has the Blissey, Mega Diancie, Shaymine, Flygon, Manectric, and Tornadus T.
Megan has Celebi. What is that? Buffalo or whatever its name is? Yeah, Buffalon, Drachi, Golbat.
Mega Ampharos.
What? There's literally a list. Why am I not just reading that? I'm trying to guess the names. Mega Ampharos and Haxorus. I don't know why I'm trying to guess the names.
That is true. I forgot there is a list on the side.
I'm playing Pokemon trivia with myself over here. Alright.
Alright, let's start this off. Alright, so Richard starts with Flygon. She starts with Celebi. She gets the Toxic off. Richard doesn't want any of that. He goes into Manectric. Gets Leaf Stormed.
Seed Flared.
Gets hit with the
I see what you mean.
Gets hit with the Earth Power. Tornadus hits her with the Heat Wave. He fires off another Heat Wave on the Golbat. Goes for a Shadow Ball. I don't think that was the right play. Gets another Heat Wave off, another Sludge Bomb. Takes care of that. I'm assuming Tornadus is Assault Vested. Goes for the Superpower. Doesn't do that much. Even with the defense drop, Tornadus takes that Superpower really well at 28%. So he takes out the Buffalon. Jirachi comes out. She's actually packing the Rocky Helmet, so Tornadus T gets taken out. He goes into the his Shaymine. Takes the Ice Punch. She doesn't get the freeze. Goes for the Ominous Wind. She goes for the Body Slam, hoping to get a Paralyzed, and she gets it. But the Ominous Wind takes her out. She goes into Mega Ampharos. Richard goes into Flygon, trying to predict the electric attack. She goes for the Power Gem. Gets a solid 21% off. She goes for another Body Slam, but doesn't get the Paralyze since Flygon is already toxic. At this point, she actually still has a chance to win if she Dragon Danced. But she Draco Meteors. And then this is kind of the end of the battle of after she gets toxic. Then she's just going for damage, trying to go for differential at this point.
There's been some key protects this week, too.
There would have been a lot more if Jacob got to use his freaking Mana Buzz or Milk Tank.
Oh, I didn't know how close this battle actually was.
If she actually Dragon Dance, she actually could have won. Even if she didn't Draco, she actually may have still even had a shot, even without the Dragon Dance. Haxorus is a really good Pokemon.
Yeah, that was a very close match, even closer than ours, I'd say. There was a key protect there is what saved his Blissey.
Yeah,
because he got the
Wish.
He got the Wish off, and
I think he brought Wish, maybe thinking he would have to heal something else. I feel like Soft Boil is better on Blissey, but
yeah,
the only reason you would run Wish is because you're trying to pass it to other Pokemon instead of you just trying to heal yourself.
Yeah, true. I mean, he could have used it on Flareon if he needed to. I think Flareon was lower health at that point, so
I think it was at like 7%.
Yeah, so if per se that he could have somehow switched into Flareon if he needed to, if it was a little bit closer, he could have got the Wish off and then healed Flareon back up, but he didn't really need to.
Shaymine was also at like 45% ish. So even still, every Pokemon like was so low that Haxorus probably could have took it out with one hit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that I think what sealed her deal was that she went for her fate was she went for that Draco instead of like a Dragoclaw or something.
Yeah. And really, Richard really used that Blissey in the end there pretty strategically because he got the Toxic off on Haxorus, and then he just kind of played the stall game with Blissey.
Knowing that she only has one Pokemon left, she can't switch it or anything.
So he was really able to play that and pretty much take it to his advantage and end the game.
I think that's the end of that. Is that 4 or is that 3?
That's 4. We only have one left. Flareon's... No. Wait, no, that's 3. Wait, what?
I think that is 4.
Because we have the Absols versus Shaymins. Oh, we did that. So Flareon's versus Blastoise.
Alright. The real body bag.
Yeah, this was something, alright.
I don't want to be too harsh on Tyler, but everything that you could do wrong went wrong here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Alright, so Mallory is bringing the Sylveon, Charizard X, Hydreigon, Blastoise, Gallade, and Raikou.
And Tyler with the Allgood Blastoise brought Mew, Serperior, Skarmory, Mega Blastoise, Nidoking, and Machamp.
Alright, let's just start this off. She starts off with her Charizard X, and Tyler starts off with his Mew. She does Mega Evolves, Blizzards. She goes for the Flare Blitz. Tyler, I did Calcs, brought no EVs on any of his Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Real strategic planning over here. She goes for the Willow, knowing that he's probably going to try to save his Mew. He goes into Blastoise. Now that Blastoise is burned, that Double Edge doesn't do anything. Does about 15%. She goes for the Thunderbolt. Tyler actually predicts and goes into the Nidoking, so she has to swap out. Goes into Blastoise of her own. Again, he did even Mega Evolve, which is supposed to be a rule, but I guess we'll let it slide this week. So she Scalds and then Ice Beams. That takes out Skarmory. He goes into Serperior. Bringing the Aqua Tail, which actually, if she predicted like something like Charizard coming in and was a Mega Evolve, that actually wouldn't be that bad of a move. So she Shadow Balls. He goes back into Nidoking. Blizzard's a miss. I mean, that's what you get for running a 80% accurate move. She fires off another Skull. Blastoise has 2 kills at this point. Ice Beams the Superior. Gets hit with the Dragon Tail. Gets phased out into Charizard. Probably the worst thing that could come out for Tyler. He Energy Balls is trying to get Chip, but he has no attack investment at all, so it is 5%. So Shibu's trying to get health back. Tyler had smashes. It is about half. They both swap. Goes for the Avalanche, which is physical Blastoise I did not see coming this week. So she Thunderbolts, and then he only has Machamp left. She goes in Galley, knowing that she can probably take anything he has. Goes for the Zen Headbutt, doesn't miss, and that's the end of that.
6-0.
I thought the 6-0 would happen later in the season, but nope, week 1.
Well, I think the biggest problem here was, one, Tyler didn't put any EVs on. I told him, okay, going into this week, I knew he doesn't know anything about Pokemon, so I said, if there is a spot open on your thing, you need to fill it. So you need an item, you need to bring, you have to put a good ability on, hopefully. You have to have all 4 moves, and then you should, fill everything out. So what does he do? He does everything except for the EVs. I'm guessing he didn't even put a nature on his Pokemon. He probably just went with the neutral, I'm guessing, is the default. And
his team I feel like as a whole his team didn't match up too well. But he didn't bring his Mega.
He doesn't know how to strategically switch either.
He did one good switch. He went into Nidoking on the Thunderbolt.
I don't think that was planned though.
I'm assuming he didn't bring Contrary Superior, which is like a top 5 mon that he didn't even use right. I mean, the set as a whole didn't work out too bad for him. Because if he did predict like Charizard coming in before it Mega Evolved on like an Aqua Tail, that probably would have did like 60%, and then it would have took like 50 in Rock, so it actually could have took out Charizard before it had the chance to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Overall, I mean, he has what?
He has a lot to learn as well.
He's got like 3 or 4 Pokemon that are weak to Charizard X right there. That could get bodied by it.
I don't have the teams up right now.
Superior and Skarmory for sure are weak to Charizard X.
On paper, his team is really good. Nidoking has a chance to take it out. It can bring basically whatever move it wants. Mew can also bring whatever move it wants. Machamp isn't that bad of a Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his RU picks at all.
His RU picks?
Yeah.
I can bring them up real quick.
I should have had all this stuff up, but I was like, I don't need it.
Archeops, Aggron, and Golurk.
Archeops is a really good Pokemon.
Yes,
I think the reason it's in NU is because it has the worst ability in the game, other than slow start, and the fact that gems are taken out of the game now. Archeops used to be an OU Pokemon.
Yeah, Arceus is a very good Pokemon. It's very dynamic. You can use it in a lot of different ways.
I think that's all we have to say on this, right?
Yeah. Overall for the week, I'd say our matchup and also the matchup between who was it? Richard and Megan. Those were the 2 to watch. Other than that, it was a pretty blowout week. Steve and Nate have yet to play. I don't know if they will.
If they end up playing, we'll throw it on a.
Those are on next week's or something.
I don't know. Do we want to make that a separate video, or do you want us to throw it on a week?
I don't know. We could do a separate video. We'll have to see when they do it.
Or if they do it.
Yeah. But as of right now, I think there are a lot of really great competitors in this league. There are a few people. Whole,
since there's only 6 playoff spots, I felt like people established as like, hey, I'm a playoff team.
Yeah, there's a lot of the people in this league. I cannot tell you the top 6 that will go to the playoffs.
I feel like the 6 that won this week will probably be in playoffs. I do think people like you, Megan, and like Noah can like try. Yeah, it will make it interesting. But I feel like the 6 that won this week will most likely probably be playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel Steve. I think Nate will go to the playoffs, but I don't know if Steve will prepare as much.
Steve has the talent. I don't think he drafted the team.
Yeah, he definitely knows Mons, but it's just how he's gonna prepare for each battle, and because if he just puts a team together and goes in, then who knows what's going to happen.
I feel like that was also the problem this week with most people is that the people that prepared won, and the people that showed up with like, hey, I got a battle in 15 minutes, or the people that lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like Moira prepared like half an hour before. I don't even know if Tyler even prepared.
Tyler and Noah probably didn't prepare, and that's probably why they lost.
I feel like as a whole, Noah didn't. Noah could have prepared better, but I felt like he didn't. It's not like he didn't try.
No, yeah,
I felt like
too.
this Jilly did so much better than him that it makes it look like it was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like going deep, like he made a lot of good plays. It was just that, like, if you watch mine your battle, I made like plays that had like high risk, low reward, where he made like a lot of high risk, high reward, and he lost hard in the high risk, high reward plays.
Yeah, he was so there's definitely some lost RNG in there. But that's just how it goes. If you're gonna go for those kind of plays, then you're gonna have to roll with the punches.
He also he has a really had a setup heavy team, and he didn't set up at all.
True.
Which is the whole reason that Jilly brought Unaware Clefable over Magic Guard. Which just proves that Clefable's a broken Pokemon. He has two broken abilities.
Clefable is very good. It's a very good staller tank type Pokemon.
But you can put like Magic Guard on it, and then like with the Stab Moonblast, it also becomes really offensive. You'll know what she's gonna bring every week. All right, so would you say that's it?
Yeah, it's been a good week in the Mons.
I think this week I'll just put week 1 in one video, and I think after that we'll put the half on Saturday, half on Sunday.
Okay.
All right, so you guys take it easy. Come back next week for some good matches. I looked at the schedule next week. Let me bring that up. There's a lot of good matches next week. I feel like week 3 is kind of like this week where every battle is going to be a body bag. But week 2 is looking to be pretty good.
Is it a lot of the high-level competitors facing each other?
I face Jilly, which I feel like at the moment those are probably the two best teams.
Mm-hmm.
You face Megan, which you and her both put up good fights next week.
Possible underdogs in the league. So that'll be an interesting match to watch.
Mallory trying to put up another 6-0 against Noah, who's trying to bounce back from the body bag that he had last week. Nate, who's really good, faces Richard.
Okay.
Who then we have probably the two worst players of last week, Moira and Tyler facing each other.
Okay. Yeah, that one's going to be interesting to watch too, just because it's like what's going to happen.
And then we got another.
Moira will probably have that one.
And we got Steve and we got Jacob, which is another battle in question. Will it happen?
Yeah, I still think in that match that Jacob will probably have the upper hand. I think Steve knows more Mons than Jacob does, but I think Jacob just his team and his know-how and the preparation he puts into it that he might be able to come over it.
I looked at Steve's team. He actually has 5 Pokemon with Destiny Bond, not 3.
Okay.
I want him to bring 5 Destiny Bond Pokemon and then bring like Charizard Y and then win like 1-0. The sad thing is we all know Steve's actually going to do it 1 week. One of the weeks he's going to do it, and whoever he does it to is going to quit the league that week.
Steve.
I prepared like 6 hours for this battle, and I got freaking dominated by Destiny Bomb Pokemon.
Sorry.
I feel like Moira will win against Tyler. Nate and Richard, I feel like is like a 50. I feel like it's a little more than a 50-50, but it's about 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Nate has like the upper hand, but it's still like a 6-4 matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I think Moira will probably beat Noah. I don't think she's gonna get another 6-0.
Yeah.
You and Megan, I feel like she has the better team, but I feel like it'll put in more prep.
Yeah, we're just gonna that one that I couldn't tell you. She's got a very good team, and I'm trying to switch out Pokemon and see what I can make work. So that one's definitely going to be interesting to watch.
And then I got Jilly, which I feel like I'm going to lose that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few games this week that are there's the two bottom people, the two underdogs, and the two top people all this week. So this is going to be a very high intensity week for
And then
most
also like
trainers.
Nate and Richard are both really high contenders.
Yeah.
And then even like week 3 has some good stuff coming up. So we got some good matches coming up.
So be
Hopefully
sure
you guys
to stay
enjoy.
tuned.
You want to sound out? All right, you guys take it easy.
See you guys.